friends! Happy New Year, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I have been recently receiving many, and I mean many, comments and questions on how I do my color grading like this. But it has come to my attention that many may not have a laptop or a PC, which I can completely understand, they are so expensive. So today I will be showing you how to do everything on your phone and on Capcut. And no, this is not a sponsored video. I will be as well showing you a few examples of color grading with the videos I've taken on my phone myself. Hi guys, okay, so this is the first clip that we're going to be using. It's a Wong shot sort of inspired clip that I took in the tunnel when I was in the passenger seat of my boyfriend's car. So I really like this clip, and I think a lot of people also liked it because when I posted it, it went pretty viral. So we're gonna start with this clip to start color grading. So first of all, you want to transport or import your video into Capcut, and that's pretty simple. You just open Capcut, press on new project, and then you can upload a video, whatever video you have on Capcut. And then we're going to go to adjust. So the first thing we want to do is color correct. Color correct is basically changing up the brightness, the contrast, saturation before you actually get into changing the hues and putting on LUTs, for example. This is a very important process in color grading, just to get the right frame or the right picture or the right video. So we don't want to skip that step. We definitely want to do color correcting first, and then we're going to go into changing the hues, how to add some greens, how to decrease the blues. So let's get into it. So first of all, the brightness here is pretty okay for me. I'm just going to put it like a tad bit brighter. That's going to be like a 3. And the contrast, I definitely want to up my contrast because I shot on raw S-Log3. So I'm definitely going to be pushing up the contrast on this one. It really depends on your video or your photo, whatever you choose to edit. It depends on also what you want your contrast to be, what you want your brightness to be. So it really depends on your video. So I'm going to put that a little bit higher, 15. And saturation, I do want to shoot up the saturation a little bit because, as I said, I was shooting on S-Log3 at that time. So I'm going to push up the saturation just a little tad bit. I'm going to put it at a 10. And here there's other exposures, brings out your whites a little bit more if you want to, or your highlights. That's up to you. Sharpen, I don't need to sharpen my video, and I don't really like to do that because then I add noise to my video. And let's see, temperature, you guys can choose the temperature. I normally choose a bit more. Well, for this video, I think I'll go for like a little bit warmer because it's pretty cool. As you can see in the tunnel, there's like these fluorescent lights that are pretty cool. So I'm going to put it a little bit, like a tad bit warmer. So since we have that, we can go to the fun part, which is putting on your filters, which is putting on your color grading or your LUTs. I'm not going to be putting any filters or LUTs in this video because I feel like this video is more about color grading from scratch, and I'm just going to try to do it without any filters today and see where we get. So we are going to go now into the color grading part of it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to HSL, and HSL is basically where you can change all of your hues of your colors from the video. So there are a lot of orange in my video, as I can see. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to make it a bit more yellowish, or in this case greenish, just to get this like greenish effect, Japanese Korean film vibe kind of look. So that's what I'm going for. So I'm going to push it up a little bit. You can also push up your saturation of a certain color with HSL. So you don't push up all the saturations of all the colors. Instead, you just push up a specific color. So that's what I'm going to be doing. You can also push up the luminance. Luminance is basically how bright you want the color to look on your video, or how bright you want the video to be, or the color to be, sorry. Yeah, so here's the fun part, and here's the part I think a lot of people don't know about, but let's go into graphs. So graphs is basically where you also play, I always play with a lot of like the greens and the blues to get this greenish vibe that I always achieve in my videos. So let's go to green. we're gonna put a dot here or a point, and we're gonna push it up a little bit. So you see how it like immediately changes the shadows and the whites and blacks in the video. So I'm gonna push it up to this much, and this is around 172, and I'm gonna put another point here below. That's where you kind of like change the hues, or yeah, the hues of the blacks in your, or shadows in your video. So I'm gonna put it also at a really more greenish kind of look, and then I'm going to go to blues. So blues, I normally push it down a little bit more. Depending on my video though, I want to get it a bit warmer, so I push it down. And yes, so I'm pretty happy with this, but I do however think I'm missing sort of like more highlights. I think I need more highlights. And oops, I think I need more contrast as well. This is not enough contrast for me, I feel. And okay, so the last part that I want to show you guys, you can either add fade or grain that makes your video look more, how do I say, more cinematic, more film-like, more authentic, but that's up to you. I kind of like that too. I like adding like a really teeny bit of grain and fade into my videos, because I feel like then it really looks like a 90s, 80s film. So this is the final product. Yeah, so this is definitely something that takes time and takes, you know, practice. So now we've edited a darker video. I'm going to be showing you guys how I edit my lighter videos. And sorry if you guys hear that my dog is like walking around. Yeah, good boy. So this is the clip I'm going to be using today. This is just, I'm going to play it one time for you guys. So let me just turn down the volume. It's already turned down. This is a clip that I took while I was in the mountains during Christmas. And I really like this clip, so let's try to edit it. I haven't edited it any before this, by the way. This is like new to me, so this is with fresh eyes. Let's do this. So first of all, we're gonna go to adjust again on Capcut, and then we're gonna go to brightness. So the brightness is pretty okay for me. The settings on my camera were okay, so I'm just gonna maybe raise it up a tad bit, but not too much, because I think, as I said, the brightness, I think it's fine. And then we're gonna go to contrast, and we're gonna put in a bit more contrast, because I always shoot my videos on S-Log3, so that's where I can bring my contrast in and make it a bit more cinematic. Saturation as well, I'm gonna put it higher again, because I need saturation in this video. And then the highlights, I do want to bring it up a little bit, I think. The shadows as well. Hold on, I'm gonna put it like, yeah. And the temperature, I'm not like a big fan of like cold temperature, so I'm gonna put like warm temperature on it. I'm just gonna put it up to a 10. Yeah, I'm gonna put it to a 10. And then we can go again to our graphs and HSL to change the hues, change the colors, put in your color grading, so to say. So I think there's a lot of blues in this video. I'm gonna see how that changes. I kind of like the blue the way they were, so I'm just gonna put saturation up a little bit. And I think there are a lot of oranges as well from the wood here in the video, so I'm gonna be putting maybe I'm gonna put like more of like a yellowish greenish tint on it, and push up the saturation as well a little bit. There are not many greens in this video, as you can see. If I slide my greens like that, you don't see any changes in the video, so we'll leave that be. So far this is how it's looking. As you guys can see, pretty good, pretty good. But I kind of want to change it to be more of like more cinematic, more Japanese Korean film sort of thing. So we're gonna go again to our adjustments, adjust, and we're going to go to our graphs. On the graphs, I always play with my green and blues. I'm also still trying to learn how to play with the other colors as well, so yeah. But normally I do play with the greens and blues when I want to, like, you know, achieve this effect with the Japanese Korean film kind of vibe. So again, I'm going to put a point here, I'm going to put a point here. And I'm going to play, you see how that changes already the highlights of the video? I'm going to put another point here for the midtones. Okay, that's too green, but yeah. Yes, okay, so this is how I kind of like it. It's really up to you. It's really your choice how you want to color grade. It depends on the mood you're trying to achieve as well. Doesn't mean you have to copy mine one-to-one because it's really your style and it's really what you want to portray in your video. So then I'm going to go to blues. I'm going to put the points the same where I put my greens. And I think I'm not going to play with any of the highlights because I want to keep it natural. And then we're going to go to the mid-tones. I'm going to put it a little bit more, a tad bit more warmer. So when you want to put it warmer on the blue graph, then you have to bring it down normally, and then it will be warmer. Yeah, and here is also a bit more warmth. Okay, so I just want to see how it turned out. I'm just going to play it one more time throughout. So this is how it's currently looking. I kind of think I need more contrast in my video, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to go back to adjust and put in more contrast. And let me see if I can adjust this one more time. Yeah, I really kind of like it like that. Maybe I'm going to put some green here as well. Like I said, that's totally up to you, but I just kind of like it. So this is the final product I'm going to show you guys. It definitely has more like a film feel to it now with the whole color grading. Color grading is a very big process in film, and I think it's a really great process and a really hard process that I still have to learn, and you guys, it takes time, it takes practice, so don't be discouraged if you don't get it in the first try. Okay guys, so this is going to be the last clip, and because I know a lot of you guys do not have cameras yet, so I'm going to be showing you guys how I edit one of my iPhone clips, which has no S.3, it only had 4K, so there's no S.3, there's no picture profile 7, but I would love to show you guys how I did that. So let's get right into it. So this is the video that I've chosen. It's a video of a bike by the river, and I really like it. I like the sun, how it kind of like captures the bike, and yeah. So yeah, let's do the same. It's basically the same steps, just now with another video. And as you can see, I just want to show you guys how it is like when you don't have an S-Log3, or if you don't have a picture profile 7, or if you don't have a camera, you can always still achieve this cinematic look even just with your iPhone or any phone that you have. So let's go to adjust, and then I find the brightness here okay, because normally iPhone or any other phone, I think it's automatic, their settings are automatic, so you don't really have to adjust any of the brightness, the contrast, the shutter speed obviously. So I think the contrast could be a little bit higher, or maybe a bit lower, I'm not sure. I'm gonna be putting the contrast a little bit lower because I feel like the contrast on my iPhone looks really high. So yeah, I'm gonna put that a bit lower first. I maybe might put it a little bit higher after I've changed everything, sorry. So I'm gonna put the saturation a little bit higher here. I really love that look, but that's just my taste. And then we can play with the highlights if the highlights are too high, and if like there's something really glaring in the corner of the video and you don't want it to be so distracting, then you can take the highlights down. And if you want it to be a little bit brighter at certain spots, then you can put the highlights up. I'm gonna put this highlights a little bit lower, and the temperature, I will be changing it to be warm. Oh, I love this shot. I don't know, I have never edited this shot before, and I want to do it in front of you guys with fresh eyes and with a fresh perspective on it. But I really like the shot that I took. Alright, so let's go into graphs, and I'm just gonna do the same with green and blues again, because that's how I create most of my looks. Again, highlights, midtones, and blacks. So here I can just change up a little bit. I'm going to put a very light green tint on my highlights. I'm going to go to my midtones and put also like a very... You don't want to like overdo your green tones because then you'll look really unnatural, unless that's kind of like the look you're going for, but I'm just going to go for a very light green tint. And then for your blacks as well, I will be putting a green tint on that as well. And again with the blue graph, I'm going to be putting the points that I did before, highlights, midtones, and blacks. And then I'm going to be adjusting it to however I like it. Again, if you do, normally you wouldn't want to overdo it because then it will break your picture or it might just look unnatural, but it really depends on what look you're going for. So obviously this is an iPhone video, so I'm going to be putting a little bit more fade and a little bit more grain to it so that it looks more like a film. Yeah, okay, so that's enough for me, and I'm just gonna play this one more time for you guys so that you guys can see. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, I think. Let me just play it one more time. Oh, yeah, I really love it. Oh, I really like this. This is really pretty. Yeah, so I'm gonna save that. I shot this on 4K on my phone, so I'm gonna save it and export it as 4K.